Hey, I'm just getting into some new public land. I'm gonna check out and see how my app, GameSearch-AI, works to figure out this hunting property. Using GameSearch is really simple. I'll be able to analyze this land in just about 2 minutes, and I'll have some great spots I can go check out today. All right, fantastic. So just like that, we have our results. I'll show them to you here. You can see our little blue dot up at the upper corner of the map there. So we've got some distance to cover today. Hey, so here I am. I'm basically at the northern side of spot number 4. Spot number 4 is the transition point between the sort of western side of the property and the eastern side of the property. And I guess the idea is that the creek is kind of a hotbed for that. It's sort of like a terrain funnel as well. It's not super pronounced. The idea is from the app is that this is the place where deer are going to be crossing around the stream. So how I'm going to go and scout this spot is I'm going to go walk down this hill, and then I'm gonna pop left into the woods off the road, and I'm working my way back up here. So I'm gonna have to stash my bike up here, and then walking uphill, I will be able to go and hopefully pick up my bike. But yeah, gonna be looking for sign in the woods over there, things like rubs, scrapes, maybe deer, and yeah, we'll see how it goes. So here's my first view of the creek down here at the western side of spot number 4. Down here you can see there's some tracks. Over down this way is private land. And there's other part of the creek over there. So I would kind of guess this road is a big funnel itself, but we'll see. I'm gonna hop into the woods here on this side, and then I'm gonna make my way north. Well, some promising stuff already. This little area looks to be a deer trail, and there's droppings right here, right there. This is just moments into the woods here. Well, I'm not the only one who's interested in this spot here. Try to avoid getting on his camera. I'm not used to, I scout a lot of properties here in central New York, and I'm not used to finding the good sign like right away. I mean, to be on a deer, like real prominent deer trails with tons of historical use, it's a little bit new for me to find stuff like that within moments, but yeah, very good sign so far for this property. So I just made it to the drainage on the eastern part of where I'm going to be scouting right now. Here it is. It's wide, 40 feet of muck there. But over here is a deer trail. So this little creek here kind of funnels movement, I would guess, like into this forest block and on this side. I think because this area is supposed to be like a transition corridor, I don't want to I don't want to analyze all this space too much, because with it being a transition corridor, it's less about finding the bedding around here. I think there probably is bedding here, but I will not be looking for it. I'm a little bit short on time. I want to make it over to the spot number 1 and number 2 still today. So, oh boy, it's getting thick here. This is kind of a logging road I was following. I think up there is some new growth. that is super freaking thick. Oh man, a nasty, nasty pile of down timber there. Whew. Let's hopefully get around it over here or something. Man, I might work my way to the road. That's pretty gross. All right, so I'm back to the road. That's it for my scouting of spot number 4 today. Spot number 4 behind me, it was pretty good. It had a lot of deer trails towards the creek down this way, towards the bottom elevation. A little bit less sign as I got up. Anyways, I will be hopping on the bike here again in a bit to head towards spot number 1. That's my next stop. So I'm just getting to spot 1. I've been on the bike for a while. I'm on the northern side. I'm excited because I can take this trail and I can get right in to the deepest part of the spot right from my bike. So that's gonna save me some time. All right, so the thing about spot 1 is that there's a big conifer forest that transitions into a hardwood forest right at the creek edge. So with that, the idea of this is that because it's kind of a today thing, where the app is guessing that bucks will bed in the pine forest and then transition away, just to get out of the weather and to make sure they're kind of near that dense bedding area. So yeah, I'm definitely excited to check it out for today. I am hoping that even though it's kind of optimizing it for today, it will still be a good spot with historical sign as well. I don't know if I'll see any big deer or anything like that, but hopefully get that historical sign, rubs and such. Man, it's getting so buggy out here. So I'm in the middle of spot 1. I'm a little bit surprised at how thin these conifers are. I'm looking in the main conifer block here, and there's just light penetrating through everywhere. And I think that means it's gonna get soaked during the rain. I am not totally sure about it, so I'm gonna head in there, anyways, of course, check out the spot and really see if there's much deer sign. I haven't seen much on the mountain biking trail that I've been on as far as deer sign, so I'm also down there. It looks like there's some like kind of shorter trees, and I'm thinking maybe looking to check it down there as well. But the plan right now is to kind of head, this is like right here is a big like hardwood line. Over there's a couple blocks of conifer forest that I'll be checking out. Mainly going to be interested in the conifer forest. So yeah, let's get in there. All right, good sign. Just looks like these could be historical rubs. Not totally sure, but worth kind of checking them out. Right near those historical rubs, here's like a little bit more of a fresh one. I'm not totally sure if it's a rub, but there's stuff all over here that looks like that actually. I feel like these gotta be rubs. Right here. Oh yeah. And another one here. A little bit surprised to see them because they're I think a deer just ran away not too far from here. Not sure if I kind of heard the sound stop. I think this might be another rub here too. I'd love to see that deer. sounded heavy. I mean, those hoofs are hitting the ground hard. Oh yeah. Pissed off. I can't see it. I'll head up over that way a little bit. See if I can find it. Well, I've made too much noise to even think about trying to catch up to that deer, but look, another rub. Freaking, this is a gold mine in here. Oh man, just heard another deer snort. So I just heard another deer snort. It's funny that there's deer here, but I'm not seeing a lot of like deer trails. And just a bunch of rubs in that one area. I haven't seen a bunch since then, but no other sign, but there's deer in here. Must be more of like that bedding area versus the transition area where they're not moving as much. They're just trying to find bedding. I don't know. So this little opening here has a bunch of plants, different species. They're getting eaten pretty good. See that twig is gone. There's stuff missing off that. Right over here, I don't know what this is. I'll do a plant ID, but they're definitely eating over here. It's funny because I don't see, I mean, there's some stuff trampled here. That's why I started looking around, and but it's not a real obvious deer trail. All right, so I think what was getting eaten over there was jewelweed, or I think what was getting eaten over there was ash saplings, but I found a bunch of jewelweed. That's a good sign. Deer definitely like to eat jewelweed, and it's growing in here. So they got cover, they got, you know, it's pretty thick, so they're safe from predators, and they got food in here. It's a pretty good deal. Man, I always find it interesting, this whole balloon theory. It seems to be pretty accurate. I'm in the center of this forest, effectively. There's not a lot of places you'd be celebrating a birthday right nearby. So I'm yeah, I just feel like they blow and they end up in these thermal zones. I can't tell if this is a scrape here. It might be a big scrape, but tons of rubs. This guy got freaking mashed up. They're low, so I don't know. You know, I think that would be a sign that it's not a huge deer, but I'll take buck sign when I get it. Oh baby, right near the other rubs. Oh man, I like this area. What's good about this is it's also right near the trail. I'm hoping to find like the source of where they're coming from and like why they're piling up in this spot. Oh man, I am alright with this spot. Another one. I've just been really happy with the amount of sign in these woods and reasons for deer to stay. Alright, so I'm back to roughly where I started. I checked out the northern side of the conifer forest. It was great. There was tons of buck sign in there. Now I'm gonna head down into this tighter pine forest over here and just kind of sweep it quick. and then I'm gonna get back to my bike and head on to spot number 2, my last spot for today. Oh my God, look at this blind. It's a good spot too. I would want to be looking out just like how he is. He's kind of positioned on the top of this little knob here. Tons of good areas to look through. All right, yeah, that's basically it for spot number 1. I just came from downhill this way. Over there, I didn't see a ton of sign. There was a blind set up over there, so I think people have been hunting it, but it wasn't as much sign as up in the woods in here, which is kind of interesting. I'm gonna be riding my way through the rest of this spot. I will hit more areas, but I don't know if I'm gonna get on off the bike unless there's something that looks really good. Spot number 2 is actually located slightly outside of the property boundary, but as it's explained by the AI, it's actually looking at a ridge top bench that overlooks the lake. So I figure it's really targeting like the whole, basically get as close as you possibly can to the lake on that bench. And that's pretty easy for me to do. I'm up on the bench now on a biking trail, and I'm just gonna ask the AI in the land chat feature what it thinks I should be doing relative to point 2. Hi there, I'm currently on a bike trail on the ridge where spot number 2 is. I noticed that spot number 2 is placed outside of the boundary a little bit of the public land. So I'm wondering how I should play scouting spot number 2 given that it's private. All right, perfect. So that question is gonna have the AI take a look at the map, and it's gonna tell me kind of what my game plan should be getting to spot number 2 and using it as a scouting point. I'm imagining that there'll be some sort of either transition scouting I can do around there where the deer trying to get to the bench, or something else like that. So let's see what it says. So there you can see my question, and I'll read the answer. This is a great observation. It's exactly kind of on the ground intel. It makes a difference. The leeward bench dips over the property line to the east. You actually want to keep your boots on the public side. Hunt the travel routes, not the bed. Because the wind is coming out of the west and southwest today, any mature buck bedding on that eastern bench is doing so to have the wind at his back. He's letting the wind bring him scent from the public land behind him while he uses his eyes to watch down the steep hill to the east. So basically thinking, if I head up there, I'll blow my scent and spook the deer. Makes sense. I don't really care today. Okay, so basically what it's saying is I want to head up the ridge from this eastern trail that I'm on and look at and see what deer trails they're using to actually cross down onto the leeward side. So that makes sense. I think I'm going to do that a bit closer up to it, and so I'm going to hunt the entire like northern boundary. I'm going to scout the entire northern boundary of that area near the public land. So man, so I'm on the bike trail on the leeward side of the ridge, and I have seen quite a few rubs going north to south along here. It isn't technically a game search spot. It's south of it, but it does cover the same sort of idea. And so yeah, really, really nice area here. I think I'm not noticing like a ton of deer sign besides the rubs, but there's a lot of historical rubs here. On the other side of this flat, there is a nice steep downhill. So this is a bench right here. I mean, I'm on it now. The spot is really targeting the eastern side. However, I'm not able to access that side. There's a really good chunk of it in private. So yeah, right here, I'm actually touching the boundary of it, but I'm just gonna walk. I'm on a trail here. I'm just gonna walk this trail for a little bit, looking for sign. And I'm gonna find the property bound and just see if there's any sign kind of going into it. Deer trails and such. It's my biggest interest, is finding where the deer are traveling over right here. Holy shit. Dude, that is freaking destroyed. Let's go. Okay. These are, they look fresh. I mean, they look like this year fresh. That doesn't make much sense. It's friggin' not even July yet. And not even 20 yards away. Oh my goodness. Over here it's like kind of swampy, so looks to me like they're cutting the edge of this swamp and just probably heading into the private over there. Well, man, I had some good luck over in spot number 2. I really like the forest here, and also I like that it kind of butts up to private land. So, man, I think number 2 might be one of my favorite. I mean, I didn't get a lot of sign. There's not a ton of area to hunt, but I think like I would set up here. It'd be easy to find a tree or set up something on the ground too, and plenty of area to, like, I mean, just that other area was thick enough where it'd be hard to draw certain areas. So yeah, let's mosey back to the road. The road is gonna put me right through the middle of spot 2. It's gonna be in private, but it will be still some scouting I can do to kind of see if there's any deer there or if there's deer trails, stuff like that. So yeah, back to the road. Okay, so I'm right in the middle of spot number 2. Behind me is private land, and this way to the right is actually city land, and I don't think you can hunt that. I'm not 100% sure. So I haven't been paying too close to the sides of me for tracks or anything. I'm gonna start a little bit more now. I'm still not able to get over to the edge of the ridge, which is kind of the main point of it. So just looking for travel corridors. But yeah, I'm not sure. If I see something cool, I will record it. If not, I'm gonna head and just probably ride to the car. Well, and just like that, I'm back at the car. I am whooped. It was a long day of biking and hiking, so excited to get back in the AC, and it's 90 degrees today with super high humidity, so it's gonna feel good to get in the car. Yeah, I feel really happy about this place. GameSearch did a wonderful job picking up spots. I don't know when I'm gonna come out here next. I think this spot's about 50 minutes from my house, so not too bad to get to. So it might become one of my regulars, but we'll see. GameSearch-AI is an app that's available right now at GameSearch-AI.com. Try it for free, and there are a bunch of awesome pricing options if you want to use it more. Go ahead and give it a try and see how it works for you.